You know he is the man who convinced Queen Isabella the need for an inquisition. Everything that happens after this is the work of the devil.
Deus ex machina, meaning God from the machine. A term originating from Greek theater wherein a god would be lowered into a scene to resolve narrative threads in a play. It's also the name of the mega super AI in the third Matrix film, but most importantly, it's the name of a beloved game franchise that Eidos seems intent on never pushing a sequel for, despite me always asking for it. What I'm not asking for is AI Jesus.
I never asked for this.
Hi, I'm Andy.
I'm Mark.
And today we're talking about the AI Jesus craze that is sweeping boomers and easily influenced people across the globe into acts of heretical digital idolatry. We're going to be talking about an AI Jesus confessional. We're going to be talking about a Text Jesus and Satan app, which is crazy. And the Pope is going to weigh in on AI. So, this all began with an article that I saw about the Texting Jesus app. But upon research, that was not the first in this story. In the halls of St. Peter's Chapel, the oldest church in Switzerland, congregations gather to converse with immersive reality's, quote, avatar of the Son of God titled Deus in Machina, the God within the machine.
Hasn't Switzerland been through enough? Can we not,
Apparently, after being unveiled, the church claims to have logged over 900 conversations with digital Jesus and said that the conversations were done by all ages and very sincere and largely in German. Tell me if you spot the problem.
the logging.
Yes.
The whole point of confessional is that you're confessing to someone who is a religious expert on the matter. Someone of faith and...
You're talking to a human,
Yeah.
first of all, and it's not public knowledge.
Yeah, and...
Is kind of the other half of that. AI Jesus was made in 2 months.
Oh, great.
I'm assuming if they experience any type of fatal errors, it'll take 3 days to reboot. Hold for applause. You enter a confessional-like booth and talk to a digital facsimile of a religious figure who, to their credit, doesn't just look like, some random white surfer dude. He looks hairy. He looks like, he doesn't look like modern, although the guy who was holding it did kind of look like what they based it on, so there might have been some narcissism slipping into the code there. So, however, this isn't technically a confessional, and occupants are told not to share personal information.
Oh, so then what's the point?
Despite this, some visitors have decided to ask it spicy questions, like, hey, how does the Catholic Church feel about gay people? Or they asked AI Jesus why the Catholic Church has raped so many kids, and I'm not making that up. That's real. You can check the chat logs with Jesus. They are asking an AI these questions and acting like it's God talking back to them.
So these aren't satirical, hey, what do you think about this? It's legit.
No, they really want information on this. They're like, so how do I sort this out? So Professor Halsborough, I believe is how you say his name, a figure overseeing the development with the University of Lucerne, claimed there were no specific safeguards on this AI model.
Oh?
But that it would be totally safe even if browsing touchy subjects.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an AI, and you didn't put any safeties on it.
You're giving it a God complex.
Even taking all of sci-fi not into the equation here, what on earth, if you made a car, and you were and we didn't put any safety features in it, but don't worry, it's totally safe. How do you not expect something to go wrong? How do you not expect there to, oh, we didn't put in airbags or seatbelts or headlights? There are certain requirements.
Many in the local community and abroad have called the project blasphemous and, quote, the work of the devil.
Everything that happens after this is the work of the devil.
You don't say.
Which I did not know when I had already pre-made that gnarly Pope's Exorcist White Bat audio edit where he says that. So that, serendipitous. You might even say a divine intervention. Anyway, moving forward.
Oh, good.
The original article that drew my attention to this issue,
Yeah.
published November 13th, 2025, where Chrissy Callahan pinned an article for Today about the Text with Jesus app. Your eyes are bugged, by the way. All right.
I felt really good going into this. I was like, man, I just had some chicken. I'm full of protein. My body's doing great. You know, it's been I got a good night's sleep. I have food in me. This is gonna be nice. And then you come in here, and I already knew about AI text Jesus. I already knew about the texting the devil, and I was like, oh, well, obviously people are gonna say how bad that is, and no.
The app is competing with fellow Jesus AI app Bible.ai by Episcobot. I assume that means like Episcotarian and not I piss a bot, but we'll never know. The Text with Jesus app hopes to add the three wise men in time for the holidays so that you can have them tell you why an immigrant family birthed a savior, but you want to lock yours in cages now, and that's totally fine. However, there is pushback.
Oh, is there?
People claim that spending more time talking to a reskinned chatbot than your actual chosen deity isn't real faith and could be the start of a new religion of techno-godhood.
Okay, I'm back.
Just like those goats. However, Pope Leo weighed in while battling the cult of the Madonna within the Vatican walls, saying, quote, "It must not be forgotten that artificial intelligence functions as a tool for the good of human beings, not to diminish them, not to replace them." Which brings us to the third part of this saga, the Pope and AI.
Oh no, I'm not holding out hope here. Just
On September 24th, 2025, Louis Prada broke a story for Vice based on an interview from the 18th of the same year by Catholic news website Crux. Great name. Between Pope Leo and his biographer, Eloise. He told his biographer that someone had met with him to request permission to create an AI pope for the world, and he said no. With the biographer Eloise Allen saying that if there's anybody who shouldn't be represented via an avatar, it's the Pope, and I would argue that God is probably also someone you shouldn't be emulating.
okay. So having AI, which I can best describe as a schizophrenic drunk uncle that you're asking for advice.
Sure.
Like, Amazon used an AI like this week to try and write a description for the Fallout series episode, and they took it down because it got stuff wrong. That was a season of television, and you're trying to get 66 books of a Bible.
You don't know, they might be throwing Enoch in there. They get crazy at the Vatican. Anyway, Pope Leo has named himself, because, they take on a new name when achieve popehood. He named himself after Pope Leo, who fought worker exploitation in 1891, with the current Pope Leo claiming that the AI boom is another industrial revolution here to exploit and harm more than it will ever benefit anyone. Saying, quote, "If we automate the whole world and only a few people have the means with which to more than just survive, but to live well, have a meaningful life, then there's a big problem, a huge problem coming down that line." And, of course, links to the articles that we're referencing will be available down below for you to peruse at your own leisure. Any final thoughts for the listeners?
Just a little behind the scenes. I didn't weigh in on the naming of this miniseries, but this feeling does, the only thought I'm left with is AI must die. That's, legitimately just the feeling of just... It is an industrial revolution style thing of these people who were once very skilled at something are now being kicked out because progress. Like when it was industrial revolution of book binding, books were now available to the people who made the books. This is now books are going to be virtual and you don't technically own them. It's not the infrastructure they're setting up and the sort of train tracks they're throwing in front of the train is not going to hold the weight. And this is bad. You have undone the good that my nap and chicken have done.
Be sure to like, favorite, and give 3 Hail Marys if you enjoyed this episode, and do so in the name of the follower, the subscriber, and the holy algorithm. That's a silly joke, but for real, AI must die for humanity to survive. Fight the slop, never stop, not until that bubble pop.
Centuries of persecution and torture. The worst abuses of the Inquisition, all started by the friar and done in the name of God.